What's going on, everybody? In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 principles that you can apply in your life to change the whole game. So if you're on your spiritual path, if you're on your evolution and you're looking to grow and expand and get to the next level, then this video is for you. The first principle is honesty. You need to be able to be honest with yourself in order to be able to take that first step. So take a breath, look in the mirror, and be clear about who you are and what's going on. And recognize that you have a lot of different voices going on in your head, right? And there's this one voice, it's called your higher self or your intuition, that you need to grow closer to, because that's that you in the future, right? And if you're looking to grow and expand, what you're really trying to do is you're trying to get closer to that more perfected, more wholesome state of yourself. And that's that voice. That voice is you in the future talking to you. So you need to sync up with that voice. But the only way to do that is to be real clear and be honest, because that voice is going to tell you those tough truths that most other people are going to be afraid to tell you, right? In life, a lot of people are living in an illusion. They're living in a lie. They chase their tail, right? The tale is the story that they tell themselves about what's going on. But truthfully, oftentimes that story has nothing to do with reality, and it has no roots and no ground at all. So you got to really understand your ground. You got to know who you are and what you're doing and where you come from, what you stand for, right? Where you're headed. All these things you got to figure out. And the only way to figure that out is to be real honest with yourself and recognize that, like, hey, you know, you got some weaknesses, you got some things that you got to work on. We all do. This is life. That's that shadow work. That's a serious part of the path. You know, a lot of people talk about spirituality and they talk about, you know, love and light and all the positive things. Don't get me wrong. My life has been a magical journey ever since I decided to go through my spiritual awakening and embark on this grand quest back into myself. But there's a bunch of other things that come up along the way, like challenges and adversity and obstacles, and all those things make you stronger, right? But that's that shadow work that a lot of people shy away from. So it's very important to be honest with yourself so that you can actually do that shadow work. Like, what are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What elements in your life are working? What elements do you need more of? Where do you need some support, right? This is very important. All these things, you can only figure out all of this if you're honest with yourself. So recognize that there's that voice inside yourself that's always trying to push you to be stronger. That's always trying to help you get to that next level. But that voice oftentimes is like, it's a hard truth. It will be like, hey, look at you, bro. You've been sleeping all day. What you doing? Get up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so pay attention to that voice and grow closer to it, because what happens over time as you're more honest with yourself is you begin to merge with that voice. You become more and more like that voice, and that's really the key, is to merge yourself with that you in the future, right? With that more balanced, perfected state that you're trying to reach. So the first step is honesty, okay? Be honest with yourself, because that's really the only way to grow. So the second step is discipline, focus, and consistency. These 3 things kind of mesh together to create a beautiful harmony in your life when you really are on point about this. So be disciplined about your practices every single day. Like, build some habits that really help generate your energy and cycle, because what you'll notice, and what I've noticed on the path, is that if you don't have healthy habits, right? If you're on the spiritual path and you're cultivating your life force and your vital force and you're doing your thing, if you don't have healthy habits to actually channel that into, if you don't have some type of outlet to put that force into, you will start leaking. Like, you'll just start leaking that in the worst ways possible. So you don't want to do that. You got to find ways to actually put and channel that energy into, whether it's a creation or it's a business or it's an idea or some music. Like, for me, it's the music and business and work and different things that I'm doing in my life. Like, I can channel that force into that. And it's really, really important to figure out how to do that. And the only way to do that is to be real consistent, real disciplined, and real focused. Because if you lose any of those principles, what happens is all of a sudden you'll just fall asleep. And then, like I said, you'll wake up a week, 2, 3 weeks later recognizing that, oh my gosh, you just wasted so much time, so much potential. And what this channel is about is helping you unlock your potential. That's what I'm trying to do with my life. I'm trying to unlock my own potential as I go through this journey. So the best way to do that is to stay focused and committed and disciplined to the things that you're trying to do in your life, to the goals that you have that you want to achieve, right? When you merge those principles in your life, you know, when you stay focused and you're disciplined and you're consistent and you follow through with everything that you say, see, it all syncs up. It all works together. Like, when your mind and your heart and your words and your whole character is all in sync and in harmony and in alignment, then your life is going to be beautiful. It's going to be magical. Everywhere you go, you're going to see synchronicities and different things that line up for you to just be like, hey, here's an opportunity to grow. Hey, here's another opportunity to grow. Oh, hey, here's an obstacle. But guess what? It's an opportunity to grow, and it's going to be like that, and it's going to be magical. And see, the thing is that I've realized is that we all have a certain level of current. Like, a lot of people make money a problem, right? Money is not a problem. Money is a solution, and it can come to you very easily once you recognize that you already have a current that's been allotted to you based upon your birthright, based upon where you're at. See, we all came here to this planet to grow and evolve and expand, right? And as we begin that process of unlocking our uniqueness and growing and expanding into our best self, what you'll notice is that that current will be allotted to you, right? You'll be able to gain more current, more energy to go in the direction that you want to go. The universe will meet you halfway. When you start putting in the work, the universe will meet you right there. And it'll be like, no problem, bro. Here's an opportunity. No problem. Here's this, here's that. And at the same time, then it's going to come with a test. As soon as see, the thing is that as soon as the universe is offering you an opportunity, it's also going to come with a test to be like, hey, are you really that focused? Are you disciplined? Are you worthy of receiving this? It's always going to be that way. So you don't just get anything for free, right? Anytime you get an opportunity, there's always a test that comes with this. So be really aware of that, because what will happen is if you just take up an opportunity and you just lounging back, like whatever. What the problem is that you'll wake up the next day and you'll fail the test. So it's like that's the thing. Be real clear with yourself, and when you're disciplined and focused and committed and consistent, then it's real easy. So that's the second tip. The third tip, or the third principle, is trust. Okay, this is like what I was saying. The universe is gonna meet you halfway. Like, when you trust the process and recognize that at the end of the day, you're going to be brought where you need to go, okay? Like, everything is magnetic, like electromagnetic. Like, you're going to be moved around by this world. And at the same time, you have to have that internal state where it's like, you're solid inside. But this world is going to bring you where you got to go. You're always going to be put exactly where you need to be to grow and expand. And that's just how it is. It's like, you'll notice that as you're traveling in this world, there's so many different frequencies. There's so many different parts of the spectrum. I mean, look what's happening in India right now. It's so crazy over there, and it would be tough to live there right now. And then you come somewhere like the Costa Rica in the tropical environment where it's just like birds and nature and ocean and waterfall and natural elements and just clean foods and all this amazing stuff in it. And it's all about your frequency. It's all about your vibration. It's all about your state of consciousness, because as within, so without. It's like, it's an internal reflection. So if you're trying to get to the next level, like, a lot of what I do is assist people that want to come out here to the tropics, that want to live a more holistic life. And the very first step that I tell all of them is that first you got to trust it, but you also have to, like I said, you got to put in those two first principles. You got to be honest, you got to be focused, you got to be disciplined, and you got to recognize that it all comes from inside first, right? Because what I've noticed on my path is that lots of people will take trips out to the tropics and they'll come to different places like this, but there's a magnetic force at work here, okay? It's like, if you're meant to be somewhere, you will be magnetized there, and you will stay there for however long you need to in order to actually get the lessons of that land, of that environment, of that entity, of that body that you're going to be living in and be a part of. So it's very important. Like, this is something that I experienced on my early spiritual path. Like, when I was 19, when I was in high school, I went through my spiritual awakening, but then, it trickled on a couple years, and when I was 19, I finally hit that breakthrough moment where I was like, I'm done with this university today. Like, I'm just done. Like, anything but this. Let's find a new way. And I just got on that flight to Hawaii. And at that point, it was only like $500 in my pocket. And it was 2 weeks of a trip where I was going to backpack down the coast with my buddy. And the thing is that that turned into a whole year of me living in Hawaii with an amazing opportunity that gave me the current to go all the way over here to Costa Rica. And that only happened because before I even went to Hawaii, I had made that internal shift. I had made that, okay, like, I'm gonna find a new way, like, whatever it has to be, like, I'm gonna do it. Like, show me the way. Like, I'm gonna have some trust. I'm gonna have some faith in the universe that there is another way. Like, I don't have to sit in this classroom all day long. Like, you feel me? Like, if you're in school right now and you show up and you're just bored, or you're doing things in your life that are unfulfilling, and you just feel like, wow, like, I wish I could just be living a better life. The truth is that you have everything inside you to live that better life. You just gotta get to work. And as soon as you get to work to get yourself in shape, as soon as you get your motivation and your inspiration and you're working on that every single day, your whole life is going to transform. It's going to become beautiful. It's going to become so magical. Everything that you encounter is going to be like a little thing to add on to your story. It's going to be like it's going to be a continuous song. And every single thing that you encounter is like a new word to that song. So that's really what it's all about. And like, even like for me, like talking about music, I wrote my song, one of my songs I wrote before I even went to Hawaii, because I was planting the seeds for my future. And everything I wrote in that song came true. I said I was going to Hawaii. I said I was going to the Caribbean Sea. I said I'd be up in the mountains. And that all happened literally in the same exact sequence that I wrote it. And the reason why is because your words have power. Everything starts from me here. It starts as a thought, and then you begin to manifest and create with it. So, and your ability to create and manifest things also is very dependent on how well you got yourself in shape, like how healthy you are inside, right? Like if you've been eating all this fast food and treating your temple like shit, like you're gonna have a hard time actually getting things done and seeing the results that you want to see in your life. Like you got to get yourself in order. You got to get yourself in shape. And the way to do that is, like I said, like get those orders, get those laws that I talked about in the last video. So those are the 3 principles for you. The first one is honesty. The second one is discipline, commitment, consistency. And the third one is trust. Have faith that the universe is going to bring you exactly where you need to go. But recognize that, it's a dance, it's a partnership. It's not just you by yourself. It's not just the universe by yourself. It's you're working together. And when you begin to work on yourself, the universe will work with you. So that's a simple message for today. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, be sure to leave me a comment, leave a like, and subscribe down below. I really appreciate all the love and support. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Keep expanding. Aloha and Pura Vida.